Hey Mudgies, just a super little quick video tip today, under 5 minutes, hopefully. I didn't want to take too much of your time for this one because it's just a really small little tip, but something that I like to do a lot. And that's a little special effect on my snare, and it's only on occasional snares, not on every one, but yeah, here's the little loop that I've got for you guys today. And I'll just play it if you pay attention to the snares and the variation without the bass here. Okay, so it's these two guys here, and what I've basically gone ahead and done is essentially I've taken out the snare from the original drum loop and bounced it out. So in the original drum loop here, because this is a carry on from the video where I showed you the live acoustic drum processing, basically what you've got is you've got sort of 3 layers that make up the snare. You've got the original break, which is the recorded live drumming sample, so that's the main part. Then you've got the extra stereo layer I made to go on top of it, so I've got both of those parts in. Then I've got a clap as well, which is like a extra sound that I added in. So I've got all 3 of them. So what I've done is I've just taken those 3 parts and then pressed Control B on Logic or whatever software you're on. I'm sure you can figure it out to bounce out the whole 3 files together as one sample. And then I've brought it down here. So this is like my new bounced out sample. Obviously deleted the original sample in that gap. The clap is muted there. We can delete that. And then on this one, so we're going to have 3 snares normal. And then the 4th one here is going to have just a slight special effect on it. Yeah, I want to keep the main snare still going and still powerful, but I just want to give it like a tiny bit of a special effect variation, you know? So for this first one, I've done the dual delay from Kilohertz. I'm not sure if this is one of their free plugins. It might be though. Either way, you can use any ping pong delay. And the great thing about it is you can get a really nice flammy stereo effect. And all you got to do is just get the millisecond timing just right for you. I like somewhere, yeah, between 50 and 70 for this kind of effect. And you'll hear the speed of it. So that's the sort of speed you're dealing with, you know. That's a bit too long for me there, but around this, nice and tight and quick little ping pong delay, so it doesn't last for too long. Turn the feedback down so the tail is not too long. The tone up so it's more about the high end of the layer. Ducking the sound a bit and then mixing the whole thing in just to 7%. So you've only got 7% of the delay and the rest of it's just still the original. All right, but that little variation is really nice in the whole beat because it breaks things up at the end of the 2nd bar, and then we're going to do the same thing at the end of the 4th bar with another special effect. And this one I'm just going to use a different plugin, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have got this, but if not, no worries, because you can use any kind of creative delay or feedback kind of plugin. But I love the Sound Toys plugins, and I've got the Echo Boy on here just on a preset, which is called on Sound Design. There's loads of cool ones in here, so a lot of them will work great on snares, but the idea is just you pick one that fits the kind of vibe. I've got the OD'd Boy, so it sounds like this. So really gives it a bit of a gives it a bit of a new organic character essentially. So the first part, little ping pong delay. 2nd variation, a little change to the timbre. You could go. There's many ways you could play this game, but this is the quickest way that I've been able to add 2 little variations in very quickly. And again, this preset, I've just mixed it on the dry wet just to 15%. Okay, but now you've got little pickup kind of snare variations on every 4th snare in your group. Okay, so it's just going to help give you that extra bit of life and realism in your drums and give it a bit of a drum and bass glitchy edge as well, because we're all about style points and flair in the Dnb world. So that's 2 ways you can add a little bit of that. And then with the bass back in one more time. Okay, so sort of just giving that groove a bit more of a little storyline by adding some cool little variation techniques to the snare. Now, I'll be well up for hearing what you guys also recommend as kind of plug-in to create a similar technique. So what I've done is I've made the first one obviously a classic ping pong delay to give it a little flammy kind of tail. And then I've done a sort of sound design feedback delay to give it a slightly different timbre or character and a slightly different pitch. So that's like variating it in another way. But what would you guys do outside of that? You know, so what else could you do, for example, to give the snare like a little bit of a difference or a bit of variation? What kind of plugin would you use? What kind of effect would you use? Leave a comment down below. I'll read all the comments and I'll reply to you. And yeah, if I get inspired by one of your comments, then I can also make a video on that. Thanks a lot for all your suggestions on videos as well. I haven't forgotten about them. I've got videos planned until the end of this month, and then as we move into February, then I'll look back over some of your video suggestions. Someone said about doing a sidechaining video, and someone's mentioned some other drum videos. I think my drum videos are doing quite well at the moment. I had a video called Dnb 5 Dnb drum transition, 5 drum tips. I think it was something like that. That did quite well recently. So maybe we can do some more drum stuff, because I think it's really fun to play around with the micro details on drum loops. For me, that's quite enjoyable, getting the sound design really nice on your drums. But yeah, either way, I will read your comments, and any good suggestions for videos and things I will look at doing in February after we've completed our January tutorial series. Anyway, my G's, hope you have a fantastic day. Much love. Peace out. Don't do anything I wouldn't. Ciao for now. Ciao Bella. Arrivederci. Gorlami.